On the grid then for the one and only race here at Oulton, the track temperature, I have to tell you, in excess of 45 degrees. It's been absolutely stunning today, so it's going to be a terrific race. From here we go to Snetterton for round 3, and then round 4, the Cadwell Revival, our own event, non-BSP, a plethora of sidecars, but right now, here and now, pole position, Steve Kershaw and Stuart Clark. On the Molson Santander Salt Kawasaki, they were 2 seconds quicker than anyone else in qualifying. So we expect nothing less than a dominant performance from them. Let's hope I haven't put the kiss on them. Phil Bell, Stuart Ramsey, they're on a big bike as well. They're very quick on the Marin Motorsports Kawasaki. Fastest of the 600s over there, carrying the red plate. That's the rule, red-plated 600s. Todd Ellis and Charlie Richardson, the reigning Cup champions. They're going to be chased all the way by the former double champions, Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood, on the Quattroplant JG Speedfit Kawasaki. 14 bikes on the grid. That doesn't matter. The racing is going to be terrific in these perfect conditions. Oulton Park looking stunning in the sunshine and a good crowd. We're at the end of the day, but that doesn't matter. We must have had upwards of 40,000 people in here this bank holiday weekend for the British Superbikes. And at the end of the programme, we've got this 12-lap race. And Oulton Park lends itself to sidecars. It's got a long history of sidecar racing over the years. Just look at that. They absolutely love it. The 2.7 mile Oulton Park circuit, and they go from here when the lights go down towards the right-hander of Old Hall, and it's Kershaw like a rocket ship, but Todd Ellis in the middle. On board with Gary Horspoll and James Connell on the Sleaford Quality Foods Baker Plant Kawasaki, and he's a good regular in the championship. Gary Horspoll always turns up, always smart, family affair, but look at the front. Steve Kershaw, there's another family affair. They're here in numbers, the Kershaw family. Onto the grass, Nev Jones. Nev Jones, number 75, and Rob Child. On the left, Lewis Blackstock and Patrick Rosney on that short wheelbase. It's a short chassis Honda, their TT bike, going underneath Rob Biggs and Jerome Schmitz into the hairpin. The Shell Oils hairpin here. Round they go. It's heavily banked. You can see that little short outfit, very quick. No logos on it because it's brand new. They only brought it here for the weekend, only finished it the night before, and they're getting that sorted out before they go road racing with it. Rod Robinson and Kirsty Hawkswell, the number 10. Rod Robinson, another regular in this championship. Another lady passenger, Shelley Smithers with Martin Kirk. We're on board with him now. Through they go. Kevin Cable and Guy Pawsey, 111, smartly turned out as usual. There's Todd Ellis, there's Rupert Archer, there's Gary Horspoll, and just we saw there Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood, and we're on board with them now on the Quattroplant JG Speedfit Kawasaki, looking right, looking left as they come out of Druids and along over the undulations towards Lodge. This is good, close action. There's Ricky Stevens, double champion, of course, on the big bike, 600 mounted this year, and they're chasing down the big Kawasaki of Gary Horspoll. You can see the elastic getting stronger on the straight. Stronger or longer, doesn't matter, it's got to be strong. Through they come, Blackstock, Kirk, there's Rob Biggs, nicely turned out 600. Rob Biggs got that bike built over the winter, and as usual, he's well turned out. Martin Kirk then with Shelley Smithers. She does a good job. Alongside, underneath Blackstock they go. So Martin Kirk goes another place further up the order. Right on the back now then of Gary Horspoll, and looking on the inside, Ricky Stevens, keeping it tight. Through he goes. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood take another place. So they are charging. There, the number 70, the Adolf RS chassis of Hannafin Racing and Rupert Archer ahead now. There it is. There's Ricky Stevens. There's Gary Horspoll, number 32. The track temperature was about 45 degrees. These big sticky Avon tyres working well. Ooh, in a bit deep for Kirk. There goes Blackstock. There's Rob Biggs on the Taurus tools. Honda looking very smart. Away they go, up Clay Hill. We are already at Drews with Stevens. Stevens then right on the back now of Rupert Archer. Rupert Archer and Tom Bryant on the Hannafin Suzuki. The Adolf chassis as opposed to the LCR, built by Rudi Schmidt in Germany, and now it fights back. Oh, that big Suzuki has got some grunt into Old Hall, but again up the inside, Ricky Stevens reclaiming the place. What a terrific scrap between these two. 600 plays big bike. Ryan Charlwood, the passenger in that lead outfit, one of the strong advocates of 600 class racing over the close season. They acquitted themselves very well in the opening World Championship round in Le Mans with a 4th place, and suspect they'll be doing 1 or 2 more World Championship rounds over the course of the season, those that don't clash with this championship, which is their priority. Rupert Archer then, Rupert Archer and Tom Bryant, a new pairing for this year, but they seem to have clicked very well indeed. The crowd loving this one, and why would they not love it? Race leaders, Kershaw and Clark, who set a 1:43.3 on the previous lap against the existing lap record of 1:41.979 Tim and Tristan Reeves last year. So they're a second and a half off Tim Reeves' lap record pace, but they've got a handsome lead here now, so there is no need to hurry. When I say hurry, over Hilltop, down towards His chicane. Handsome lead, no one else in sight. Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood now on the back of Todd Ellis and Charlie Richardson, so they are clawing their way through the field. And Todd Ellis is a hard charger. He doesn't want to surrender that place easily, and he won't, I can assure you. His stepfather, Gary Bryan, who should have been here on his 1000cc, severed a finger with a ride-on mower a matter of a couple of days ago. So he's nursing that injured right hand, but he will be in the Isle of Man TT. They're tough boys. Oh, that was out of shape. The back end stepped out. Todd Ellis then almost throwing caution to the wind here, but Ricky Stevens is going in on the brakes here at Lodge, and through he goes underneath Todd Ellis. You've got a bird's eye view of that one, absolutely on board through. His corner speed, phenomenal, Ricky Stevens. One step further then, up the race order, Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. They are clicking with this 600, I have to say. They had to push the thing though for the warm-up lap. They had starting problems on the line. Fortunately, they were allowed to do the warm-up lap and reform on the grid. Looking back now at the hard-working Stuart Clark on board Steve Kershaw's outfit. So good to see these boys running at the front in the Santander Salt colours. It's been a long time coming for Steve Kershaw. He has never won a British Championship race on the long bike, and it's looking like, unless some misfortune befalls him, that he's on target now for a memorable victory here. There is nobody else on the horizon. Phil Bell, Stuart Ramsey, they're in second place. So we've got two 1000cc bikes at the front. The Marin Motorsports 1000cc Kawasaki of the hard starting and hard charging Phil Bell is now being closed down by third place Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. Can the 600 wind that big bike in? Again, the flowing corner speed of the Quattroplanet JG Speedfit Kawasaki working well. A massive fly has ended his days on our camera, and we are in third place there. Look at the way he rushes in on the brakes. He's quick there. Down, through, and up over Deer Leap. P3 and 5.8 seconds ahead of the man behind. That's what that pitboard language said for Ricky Stevens. Phil Bell and Stuart Ramsey. Stuart Ramsey, something of a, not just a good passenger, a semi-professional passenger. You know, he rides with the best, always delivers. Another man who always delivers, this guy, Martin Kirk with Shelley Smithers, alongside Simon Gilbert and young Jack Tritton on the Draper Racing Yamaha, the number 51 bike, and that is quick, again, getting away from the 600. Oh, thank you very much, obscuring our view. We've got a little window there through the pit board where we can see them coming up over dearly. Rupert Archer then underneath Todd Ellis. So Rupert Archer on the Adolf RS chassis, everybody else on LCRs, but he's got this German-built bike, which he really, really loves, I have to say. And Tim Reeves, the reigning British champion, has also got one of those German-built chassis for his World Championship efforts this year. Todd Ellis, flicking the sidecar wheel up over the curb. Tom Bryant doing a good job, as indeed is Ryan Charlwood. They are closing Phil Bell down now. Ricky Stevens over Clay Hill. Up over Clay Hill, that's fourth, up towards Druids. Around Druids at about 85 miles an hour, then getting the power on, up through the gears here, and you can see how that big Kawasaki of Phil Bell's. Now this is where Stevens closes in, on the brakes, into launch. That's top gear along those undulations, absolutely flat out. Over the start-finish line, the gap has stretched, so that piece of elastic has got a little bit longer. On lap 9 of 12, and that's a long way round here. 12 laps over the 2.7 mile Oulton Park circuit. In these conditions, you'd know you'd done it. Has Ricky Stevens got anything left here? We're into the closing stages of this race. Stuart Ramsey looking good, Ryan Charlwood looking good, tucking down the diminutive figure of Ryan Charlwood, and that is an advantage actually for a passenger. You might not have the weight, but you've certainly got the ability to make yourself small and compact and move around with a lot more ease than a big fella, shall I say. Over the curb with the sidecar wheel, and Stevens then just 4 or 5 bike lengths away. Martin Kirk round the outside of Simon Gilbert, and young Jack Tritton. Oh, he's fighting back. So that Yamaha of Simon Gilbert, he's going well too. Good, strong race from Simon Gilbert, who was plagued with an electrical problem throughout the weekend. The thing kept cutting out on left-handers. Nothing wrong with it here, though. But Kirk has got him into the right-hander. No, he hasn't. Back again comes Gilbert. This battle for second place, Phil Bell, Stuart Ramsey, ahead of Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. Just 2 more laps to go. Looking then over the line. This is where the big Kawasaki grunts away. Bell, and you can see the gap now. 3 seconds. Kershaw is slowing. Kershaw is slowing at the head of the race. Let's hope he hasn't got a problem which is proving to be terminal, but Steve Kershaw and Stuart Clark are definitely a lot slower than they were. They're away in the lead, but they must almost be within sight now of Phil Bell. There they are. Down through the chicane. It's a 10-second lead they have. There's Bell, and third place Ricky Stevens. That gap seems to have stretched out a little bit. Maybe Ricky Stevens has run out of puff here. Oh, onto the grass. That's Simon Gilbert out of the running. He and Jack Tritton, after such a spirited battle. The Yamaha, the Draper Racing Yamaha, out of the running, smack in front of the Rock Oil banners. That's appropriate. Ricky Stevens then. Has he got what it takes to close Phil Bell down? He's got a lap, 2 laps to do it in. Are we going to see it happen? He's as close now as he's been the whole race. But the moment they get on the straight, the number 18 Kawasaki just eases away. There it is, look, that gap just gets stretched out again. Old Hall corner, fourth gear, third for some, into there, then down through the avenue. Cascades the first left-hander. They're at it now, that's Cascades. And then a sprint along to Island Bend. Oh, we've got a red flag. A red flag. No sign of any accident. Lewis Blackstock and Patrick Rosney. Stuart Ramsey's hand in the air. But that's it. A pat on the back for Phil Bell. We've got runner-up spot, mate. Well done. Race winners, Steve Kershaw, Stuart Clark at number 29, Molson. Kawasaki with help from Express Tyres of Lockerbie. A business founded by the late Sam Hamilton, himself a sidecar racer back in the day. And confirmation then of the number 29 win. Kershaw Clark, Bell Ramsey, you watched that battle all the way through. That's how close it was, half a second. Archer, fourth. Ellis, Horsepole, seventh for Rob Biggs and your own Schmitz. Absolutely brilliant comeback for Rob Biggs, well done. All the way down, 13 finishers, Gilbert Tritton retired.